My dear students, I hope you are very well, isn't it? And you are just learning your everything very nicely, right? So, students, what I will discuss, I am Richard Kokon Paul, teacher of Milestone College, class 6. Okay, so to students, what things today I will discuss? Students, already you have learned so many things from chapter 7. Yes, you are right. Today I also discuss something about chapter 7. What is the name of our chapters? The properties of matter and external effect. Okay, this is chapter 7, and already you have learned what is the matter and what is the properties of matter, then characteristics of matter, isn't it? So students, I also today discuss something about the lesson 9 to 11. Okay, so students, just one thing you can understand. Actually, what will be the lesson today? Yes, chapter from lesson 9 to 11, there is one lesson that is determinations of the melting point of solid substance. Okay, but this lesson I will not discuss. Already you have learned this lesson from your previous lesson. Okay, so today I will discuss the other things like the boiling point of liquid substance, then the metal and non-metal when it is stuck, and another things is the determination of cooling point. Okay, these three topics I will discuss here. And students, you already know that what is the substance or what types of apparatus or tools is needed for this experiment, and you also know what types of precautions or necessary things you have to do, like while you do the experiment you just see there will be some dangerous things happen, isn't it? So if these types of dangerous things just easily you can escape, so you have to think about the precautions. So students, so I want just give you the more information about that. So students, just you listen the class very attentively, very carefully, and definitely I know you are very attentive and you just wants to learn so many things from this chapter. So students, let's get started.
So, my dear students, how are you? I hope you are very well. So, students, now I will discuss the our previous lesson. You know what is our previous lesson? Yes, you are absolutely right. Our previous lesson is lesson 7 to 8. Okay, so what will be the topic of 7 to 8? So, our topic is electrical conductivity of metal and non-metal. Okay, and determination of melting point of solid matter. Though this topic is in lesson 9, so after that, it was your previous lesson, isn't it? So students, I hope you understood the electrical conductivity and metal and non-metal things. Okay. After that, when I discuss the things, I will discuss more nicely about that. Okay. So I just asked you some question about the previous lesson. Can I? I hope even able to give this answer, isn't it? Well, okay, students. So actually, what things is needed for the electricity pass through one place to another place? Have you any idea? Yes, that is absolutely right. You know, if electricity we need to pass through from one place to another place, so definitely the electricity needs two different types of charge. That different types of charge, one is positive charge, another is negative charge. So without this positive or negative charge, there is the no way to pass the electricity from one place to another place. That's why you have seen in the electric wire the two types of wire we just attach to other wire. Okay, and that two types of wire is must needed if the electricity need to pass through from one place to another place. Okay, you know this truth very well. Okay, and after that, what is the definition of metal, non-metal? You already learned that. Okay, and determination of melting point of solid matter. Well, if you want to say the melting point of solid matters, uh, maximum solid matters, there is a fixed or definite types of melting point. When we want to melt that particular solid matter, so definitely that particular melting point we have to reach if we want to melt that particular solid matters. So if we want to like the wax, so it will be a definite melting point. If we want to melt the iron, it also a definite melting point, and aluminum, then copper. So every solid matters, it has definite or fixed melting point. So students, that things you already learned from our previous lesson. Okay, because our all learned teacher discussed the things very nicely. Okay, so students, from our previous lesson we also see about the image of matter. Okay, I hope you know all of the things and you have no confusion about solid, liquid, and gaseous matters. Well, after that, the solid matters, that is structurally it is rigid, and here its just shape is fixed shape. Okay, and the intermolecular space is too less. Okay, and they are just attached togetherly very tight way. Okay, and they have also fixed volume. If I want to say about the liquid matter, well, the solid matters, the liquid matters molecule is not like that type of rigid, and it's don't have any fixed shape. Isn't it? Okay, actually, if you want to pour anything in the solid liquid matters, easily you can, because the intermolecular space also it is more than solid matter. And this has no particular shape, because if we kept any kinds of container, so that time the solid matter take that container shape. The things is it's no fixed volume. Okay, so you know all the things about the solid liquid. Now our third number is gas. It is completely not rigid. That means it is easy, its molecular space is more than the liquid matters. No fixed shape, because if any kinds of shape container, you can keep the gaseous substance, and no fixed volume. Okay, but it has only one thing. What is that? Yes, you're absolutely right. That has fixed weight. Okay, so all the matters like solid, liquid, gas, each has particular and definite weight. Solid matters has particular shape, liquid matter don't have particular shape, it is takes the container shape, and gaseous matters is also know the particular shape. Okay, and it also know the fixed volume. Okay, so students, let's see what will be the next slide. Okay, students, wow, what is this? Yes, this is conductivity. Already you have learned from your previous lesson, isn't it? So just you see these pictures. What? Here is a battery, and here is the positive charge. That means it has plus. This is positive charge. And see, there is what? Minus. That means it is negative charge. The if you attach a battery with a light or any kinds of toy or torchlight or any kinds of light, with you attach with the battery, so definitely the battery has two types of charge. One is positive charge, another is negative charge. When it is attached, so that time only the light can turn on. Okay, the total system, when it is just complete, that's actually called conductivity. If you know what is the definition of conduct or the insulator, okay, conductor or insulator, so definitely you can understood the conductivity. Okay, there will be no problem to understood about the conductivity, isn't it? Okay, so let's see. Yes, I told What is the definition of conductor? Can you just recall what is the definition? Yes, that means any material that's just allowed to electricity pass through from one place to another place. I already told the things. Okay, example, just you say the different types of copper, aluminum, steel, these types of were used in the that is place. So that is also the conductor. Okay, so just see the things that is steel and these types of is, and another things is insulator. So let's see the insulator. Wow, this is what? It's a insulator. So what is the actually insulator definition? Yes, any materials that does not allow electricity current. That means some substance or some matters, they don't allow to the current pass from one place to another place, like plastic, rubber, glass, cloths, wood. So these types of things actually the electricity cannot pass through from one place to another place because it is not allowed. So that's why some electrician they also using some hand gloves, isn't it? And they are if you just carefully notice the electric wire, so that time you have seen that on the outer side of electric wire there is plastic wrap on the electric wire. You know why it is wrapped with the electric plastic? Because the electricity cannot pass through the plastic. So that's why all the electric wire is wrapped by the plastic. Okay, and you see some electrical apparatus like different types of tools also wired by the plastic. What is the reason behind this? Yes, the reason is that the electricity cannot pass through this insulator. If you what is the other name of insulator? That is non-conductor. That means electricity cannot pass through that things. Okay, so students, just see about the today's topics. What will be the today's topics? Yes, that is lesson 9 to 11. But students, I will not discuss the melting point of solid matters. Already you have learned the previous lesson, isn't it? So today I will discuss about the determination of boiling point, change of metal and non-metal when stuck, and finally I will discuss the determination of cooling point. So students, just listen carefully. Okay, so by this lesson, what actually we will learn today? We will learn the boiling point. Okay, determination how the boiling point will be measured and what the way we will measure the boiling point. Then definitely the cooling point. Okay, and change the metal and non-metal when stuck. Okay, so let's see. Students, before discuss the main topic, I would like to discuss about something like apparatus or experimental accessories. Okay, why I want to discuss these things before the main discussion? Yes, that is particular reason. What's that reason? Yes, you are absolutely right. That is, when we will start the experiment, there in accessories they are using some accessories like some apparatus or something. So if you don't have any enough idea about that, so it is very difficult to understand what actually happened. Okay, so that's why I want to discuss about something. Well, students, just listen about just things. It is all about the beaker. You know, in chemistry laboratory, that means if you want to see the beaker, so you have to go to the lab. And you will go to the lab, so that means you will see different types of pot is there. The all pots is togetherly, you can say that is beaker. And the beaker has the different types of identification. What that identification? That is something is written 100 ml, then 80 ml, then 85 ml. That means different types of label is marking on that pot, on that container. These types of container have the different types of shape. According to the experiment, the container shape will be different. So altogether, these types of things we can say that is beaker. Okay, so you have seen that there different types of beaker here. Okay, so let's see another important that is accessories, that is speed lamp and thermometer. Yes, in the laboratory, we are not using the general types of lamp. The general types of lamp, the power is less. So these types of speed lamp, it has extreme power, and within a very short time, it can just heat any kinds of liquid or any kinds of substance, liquid substance. It can warm. Okay, and the thermometer. Yes, this is two types of thermometer. What thermometer you are using at home? That is called clinical thermometer. But what types of thermometer we are using in the laboratory? That is called laboratory thermometer. Okay, so in laboratory we are using this laboratory thermometer. Why we will and how we will use the laboratory thermometer? You will see when we do the experiment. Okay, so let's see our another things. Okay, students, so this is tripod, net and test tube. Okay, so if you think about the tripod, you know tripod, it is also the things like, it has the three legs, and when you do the any experiment, so on the tripod there will be keep some beaker. After that, under the tripod you just turn or burn the speed lamp. After that, on the tripod there will be net. Okay, because this net is just helps to the keep the beaker perfectly. Okay, and in the test tube, this is test tube, and there's different types of test tube, different types of just liquid substances kept here. Okay, and when the any people or scientist wants to do any experiment, so different types of liquid or different types of substance keep different types of test tube. Definitely you can understood that that is net, that is tripod, and obviously that is speed lamp. Okay, so these all about the accessories of laboratory. Okay, so now you are familiar about this, so easily now we can do the experiment of different types of determination. Okay, so let's see. Wow, our first experiment, about the boiling point, the determination of boiling point of liquid substance. Well, students, let's see what about the actually boiling point means. Well, the temperature at which water begins to vapor is called boiling point of water. Students, generally you have seen when your mom wants to do something. So first of all, like I can give example, that is if your mom wants to boil egg, so that time first of all your mom give the water, then when it is start to boiling or just create some bubble on the water, so easily you and your mom understood that the water is boiling. Okay, so you have seen that there is some kinds of evaporation and some kinds of boiling. So you have to know which one is evaporation and which one is boiling. Well, if you see when the sun give us too much heat or light, so that time you can see the water can be vapor. The actually evaporation create in the upper portion of the water. That means it's happening the surface of the water. Okay, so boiling is create all over the water. It's the heat is just given under the pot, so that time it will create the total water of the pot. But evaporation not create the total water of the contain over it. It only create on the surface of the water. Okay, just you must remember these things, that what is the differences between the evaporation and boiling. Okay, so let's see the experiment. So this is actually name of the experiment. I already told the determination of boiling points. What actually needed for this experiment? Well, the required accessories, I already told about the beaker, that is water, then thermometer, and finally speed lamp. Okay, so let's see what way we can do it. This is procedure. That means how you can do it. First of all, some information about the water boiling point. Isn't it the 100 degrees Celsius temperature, it will be start to boiling, isn't it? And 0 degree Celsius, it will be start to freeze or make it ice, isn't it? So you know this information. So what will be the procedure? First of all, you have to take a beaker. Definitely, you have to take some sorts of water, amount of water, and then put it beaker on the speed lamp. Already, you have seen that speed lamp. Immerse the thermometer in the water in the beaker, as shown in the thermometer. Then apply heat. So let's see this happening. What things I told you. Wow! Can you see? Yes, this is a all about the apparatus and accessories, and it is a stand attached with the that is test tube. After that, under the beaker, there will be a speed lamp, and that speed lamp is run by the speed that is too powerful. Okay, so then giving the water, and I told that is it is laboratory thermometer, and laboratory thermometer you have to keep into the water, into the test tube. When you give the heat into the water, so after that what happened, this liquid will start to boil. Okay, and this is the boiling water, it will start boil. And after, when it start to boiling, so the thermometer, that will be mercury will be go up. Okay, the mercury will go when it is just go up, and when it is come to the 100 degrees Celsius temperature, so that time you will see this, the water will be start boiling, that means create a bubble. Okay, by this way you can easily understood that what is the boiling point of the water. Okay, so let's see what actually we will observe through these things. Okay, observation. So, after applying heat, I already told when you give the heat, so that time observe the temperature in the thermometer. Okay, if you observe the temperature of the thermometer, so definitely you will see the thermometers, water will be thermometers, the mercury will be go up, and it will be reached to the 95 degrees Celsius. But that temperature when it is reached, so you will see the water will be little bubble you can see. That means almost it is start to boil, but not actually fully. So you have to, if you want to see the fully boil of water, so definitely you have to wait for 100 degrees Celsius temperatures. When vapors come out, check the reading of the thermometer. So that time, when it is actually come to the 100 degrees Celsius temperature, so that time the water vapor will be come up. Okay, you can easily notice about that. So let's see. Wow, I already told I will discuss something about the metal. Okay, so why I am discussing these things? Because if you want to get the next experiment, so you have to know correct information about metal and non-metal. The fundamental metals are two types. One is metals, that is fundamental metals. Metals are two types. One is metal, other is non-metal. So metals are generally shiny, and it also electrical and electricity and heat conductivity will be there. And when you start, it creates a jingling sound. Already you know about that. There is example copper, lead, tin, zinc, steel, and nickel. So now let's see about the non-metal. So just think about the opposite of metal. It will not glitters. Generally, it will be just fade, and the electricity and the heat, it's not conduct or not create any jingling sound when it is start. So fully opposite things is created about the non-metal. Example: phosphorus, sulfur, then you can say the diamond. Okay, so carbon. So these types of object, we can say that is non-metal, because uh, what characteristics is present in the non-metal, that's all characteristics is present in that types of object. So easily, without any hesitation, we can say that is non-metal. Okay, so now let's see what will be our next experiment. Okay, our next experiment: change of metal and non-metal when stuck. Well, these types of experiment, you need what types of accessories? These accessories will be iron plate, copper pot, and one hammer. So let's see how we can do the things. Students, if you want to see these types of experiments, so First of all, you just think about the iron pot. Iron pot, you have to strike or you have to hit with the iron pot so vigorously. It creates what happened? It creates a jingling sound. Okay, and it will not be broken. Why it is not be broken? Because it is the metal. Actually, it is not easily broken. Easily why? Because it has the flexibility. Okay, and you can easily curve it. Okay, and then create is when it create the jingling sound. When strike carbon and plastic meniscus with hammer, these will not create any jingling sound because that is, I told, that is called non-metal. Okay, and it will be broken if you hit so vigorously or tightly. So these types of plastic or these types of things will easily broken. Okay, we can get carbon inside the pencil, and he or she may use pencil in spite of sulfur. If you not get any sulfur, so you can use it instead of sulfur, that is pencil. That is example of carbon. Okay, so let's see. Yes, that is what will be the create. The metal create jingling sound and do not break down. That means I told that's metals that is elasticity, and you can easily carve it, and you can give any types of shape. Like you can give, I can give you example like gold. Okay, when the goldsmith make different types of nice jewelry, so they also use this gold because that is metal, and for the metallic properties, so easily they can make the jewel. And non-metals, it is not possible to make with that because when it is wants to curve it, it will be broken. If anybody hit it, it will be broken. Okay, so precaution, what use security spectacles and hard gloves so that the sulfur pieces of charcoal or do not enter the eyes. Okay, so if you use sulfur, these types of things, you must careful about that. Okay, because if it is create inside your eye, so it may create serious accident. So you have to think about that. Okay, and you have to wear the hand gloves if you when you want to do the things. Okay, now students, that is our third experiment. What is the experiment name? Yes, you are absolutely right. Our third experiment name is determination of cooling point. Well, if you about the cooling point, so you know about the melting point, you know about the boiling point. So cooling point also have the some or particular way you can measure it. So let's see how you can do the things. If the temperature of matter remain beyond its freezing point, that means you know if you wants to think about the one object has melting point, or that object can be the boiling point, and the one object, if it is cool or if it is come to the 0 degree Celsius temperature, like if you think about the water, so it has the it has the boiling point and it has also freezing point. Okay, and it is greater than the surrounding temperature, then the matter will be kept in the surrounding temperature. It lose heat slowly. If you just think about that, so it also lose the out. As a result, what happened? The temperature decreases. If you just keep inside the freeze anything, so when just any kinds of things, the temperature will be just goes down. Okay, and comes to the freezing point. The water freezing point is what? 0 degree Celsius temperature. If it's come to 0 degree Celsius temperature, so that time the water can be freeze. If it is reduced -2, it will be more colder, cold to colder. It changes to solid state. Okay, that means when it is come to the freezing point, so the water is from the liquid, it will become to the solid state. The freezing point of wax is 57 degree Celsius. So let's see what actually need for the determination of cooling point. If you wants to do the things experiment, so you have to need the test tube. I already shown, that is beaker, candle, and wax. So let's see how you can do it. Okay, first of all, you have to do some works in the test tube. You have to keep and put up in the portion of the beaker with the water and keep over the candle. Immerse the base tube in the water. Okay, when you immerse, so apply heat in the beaker. When it works, will completely melt down. Okay, now immerse the thermometer into the test tube so that the lower portion remains dipped in the melting wax. Okay, so if you do the six types of procedures with the what things I told you, so after that you will see what happened. So just see these pictures. You just by this way you take a water pot, then keep inside that's works, and keep into the thermometer, and after the tripod you just give the heat. So what types of things will create? So let's see. Wow, what will you observe? We will observe that the temperatures of the thermometer. If we observe the thermometer, the freezing point of wax is 57 degree. Okay, so that is, you can easily understood that that is the freezing point of wax. That means the cooling point you already have identified. Okay, so I hope students you understood the whole topics very nicely, isn't it? So students, now I just want to see you about the related question. You know how? Just I can say about the feedback. Okay, so if can you say about the what is the actually related question about that? Yes, that is also feedback. So what is boiling point? Okay, so already I understood you can able to tell the answer about the boiling point, and what is the boiling point of water? Yes, that is 100 degrees Celsius. What is the cooling point? Yes, so you will see how we just to identify the cooling point. And what is the cooling point of water? Freezing point of water? Definitely the 0 degrees Celsius temperatures. Okay. So I hope students you understood the things very nicely, and there will be no difficulties of understood the boiling point of water, then melting cooling point of the works, and also the metal and non-metal when you start. So now I want to give you the homework. That is your homework number 6. So definitely you have to learn plus write. What will you learn plus write? Yes, explain how you can determine the boiling point of water. So students, I hope you understood the things very nicely and you don't have any problem about this, because all the topics are so easy and comfortable. So students, thank you everybody. Bye bye.